What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are gonna discuss the South African teams, the Club Rugby, the Challenge Cup and the Investing Champions Cup that took place this past weekend. We had the round of 16s and all the South African teams lost their games, the Sharks, the Bulls and the Stormers, and we are gonna look why they lost and what's up next for them in the URC, so make sure you stay tuned. So, this past Friday we had the Sharks. They were travelling all the way to Ireland to take on Connacht in their round of 16 game in the Challenge Cup. And I must say, Etsabev, he had a brilliant performance, his first performance after the sanction that he had, that IPAC against last year that he had against the Welsh team. And I must say he was an absolute menace at ruck time. And I had high hopes for the Sharks going into halftime against Connacht. But that second half, I must say, they didn't look themselves. They had no discipline. The discipline cost them as well in this game, in that second half especially. And Connacht, they went through and over the Sharks team and they scored a couple of good tries. And they go through to the quarterfinals of the Challenge Cup. For the Sharks, they will have to go back home and go back to the drawing board and focus on the URC. They are sitting 10th on the URC log right now, and they don't have any chance of going to the knockouts anymore. In the URC, their next game will be against the Ospreys, also in Wales, so they will have to travel back to Europe, to Wales for that game. And what a sad ending to their campaign in the Challenge Cup this weekend. And guys, let me know, what did you think of the Sharks' performance against Connacht? When we look at the Toulon Stormers game, what a controversial match it was. I thought the ref, he had his moments throughout this game. Some of his decision making in this game were in doubt, especially that last try the Stormers scored in the 81st minute. You could clearly see the Stormers guy was over the line there. You just couldn't see the ball. But on the night, it just wasn't meant to be for the Stormers, and they will have to focus on the URC. They are going back home, and they will have to focus on the URC for now, and they will have to wait until next season to challenge for the Champions Cup trophy once again. But what a fight that they show. John Dobson, he can be very, very proud of his team for the way they showed fighting spirit throughout this game. Especially that first half, they had their moments. Damien Willemse, he was great. Sasa, when he came on, he was absolutely brilliant when he came on. He made the difference. He made that one try for Imad Khan to go score the try to give the Stormers the chance of winning the game still. And but on the day it wasn't meant to be, and they will have to wait until next season. Their next game will be against Connacht in the URC, so they will be gearing up for that in 2 weeks' time. But what a game that we have in France. The Bulls were the final South African team competing this weekend in the round of 16 of the Investing Champions Cup. And I must say, of all the South African teams, I gave the Bulls the best shot of winning their game this weekend against the Glasgow Warriors. And I had high hopes in that first half. They were absolutely brilliant in that first half. Johan Glopler, he scored a brilliant try for the Bulls. André Pollard, I thought he had a brilliant game of rugby. In that first half, he was good with the boot, as he always is. But in that second half, I do think the ill discipline cost him as well. Marcus van Staten, when he came up from the bench, alongside some other members of the Bulls team, they gave away a couple of penalties, and the Glasgow Warriors, they scored a couple of tries there at the end in the last couple of minutes to finish off the game for the Glasgow Warriors, and they will be going to the quarterfinals of the Champions Cup. And the Bulls, they will be focusing on the URC at the moment. Their next game will be against the Dragons in Wales. They are settling 8th on the URC log, so they still have a shot in the URC. So let's hope they can do well going forward in the URC. Guys, let me know, what did you think of the rugby this past weekend? And what did you think of the South African teams? It was absolutely close. I had high hopes for them, and but it wasn't meant to be, and we will have to wait until next season for them to compete in the Champions Cup. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for your support. Hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.